It's that time again. Just come on in. Just come on in, guys.
So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks. We out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized. We out here making posts in the high. We move forward like soldiers. You better wake up. Go to pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bro. Fuck the game up. Change up for your range stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up. Play the game, bro. Gotta stop. I'm getting it if I want it. Gotta make to myself.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen.
She like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves as society, so I let them speak quietly while my actions speak quiet. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety. We make our role minorities. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything is killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better. Work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can never say never. And turn your mind into the truest to go better. Never stop, forget it if I want it. I gotta make to myself a promise. Won't break, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top of it. You know I'm always honest. You know I'll never stop it. I won't break, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top of it.
Just come on in, guys. Just come on in. All right. Welcome to the Unlimited Freedom Network. This is Vaughn with Unlimited Freedom. Today, we're going to be getting into that live Q&A session. Okay, before we jump off, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor, okay? Just a guy who's sharing what I'm doing in a lot of different areas, a lot of different platforms. So what we're going to do, just like we do every single Friday, is I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the random comments that I've had over the previous week. I'm going to answer questions. I'm going to respond to comments, and I'm going to give you my general reaction, right, to what you guys are saying and kind of the feedback that I'm getting in my comment section, right? It's something that I've been doing since I started the channel. We do it every Friday around 12 Central Time. I was late today because I had technical issues, right? I had something was going wrong with my sound, my audio drivers on my computer, and there would have been no sound if I would have tried to start on time. So I was getting that fixed. You had to do a whole thing. I've had this happen a couple of times where I've got to go and get somebody to remote in and figure out what's going on. I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy to where I can, if something's going wrong with the audio drivers, that's not really my specialty, right? So I have somebody remote in and get it fixed. And it looks like right now it's working good. So for that. And what I'm going to do is, just as we continue to get into the broadcast, I'm going to do more answers from my comment section. But before we jump in, I've got a here. What's going on, Darren? Good day to you as well. He said, can you fund the Forex broker with fiat? There are certain Forex brokers that you can fund with fiat. I would say a good one is, let's see, it's a Japanese broker. It's called Oanda, Oanda, that can be funded with fiat. Otherwise, now for me personally, I fund everything in crypto, right? So I just convert my cash to Bitcoin or USDT. I send it into my broker like that, and then when I take a withdrawal, I withdraw it back in crypto, and then from my Exodus wallet, I'll send it over to Coinbase, and from Coinbase, I'll send it over to my bank account. And I do this so often that it's just a normal, regular, everyday thing for me, right? It's just something that I'm always doing. I'm always moving crypto over to from one wallet to another, to Coinbase or whatever that I can attach a bank account to, and then send it from there, cash it out, right? And then send the cash to my bank account. Because as you know, guys, I am generating income here, right? So with my trading, I'm generating actual income. I'm not trying to blow up my trading account until I've got millions and millions in my trading account. That's not how I do it. I'm not trying to blow up my passive income platforms until I've got millions sitting in my passive income platforms. That's not how I do it. I daily, weekly, monthly withdraw, right? So I'm constantly withdrawing from crypto and sending it over to my bank account. Yeah, no, it works good, and that is definitely the broker that I recommend. That's the broker that I use, and yeah, so I just fund with crypto. I've never tried to fund it any other way. I'm not sure if you can fund it with fiat, but I don't think so. All right, let me go ahead and get into some of these Q and A's. So, all right, the difference between yelling and being passionate, it's a beautiful thing. Thanks for not being boring. Okay, so there's somebody, I got to quit pushing that button. The audio, uh-oh. Hello, hello, check, check. Guys, we are, this is touch and go here with this audio, man. Here's a person who likes the yelling, says that, hey, it's a beautiful thing. I'm not boring. Okay, so shout out to you. Now I'm getting a lot of feedback about the way that I deliver my message, right? So it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? So it's like I am an objective person, right? So to me, the sky is blue, right? The sky is blue. It doesn't matter if I say it nicely. It doesn't matter if I say it mean. It doesn't matter if I yell it. It doesn't matter if I, get all into detail about it. At the end of the day, a fact is a fact. But some people, and it just is how it is, guys. Some people are more interested in the way in which a message is delivered than the actual message itself. So I guess for those people, you could tell them that they're a freaking moron, and as long as you say it nicely, they'll be like, "Oh, thanks. You said that so sweetly." Right? But for me, being a logical, rational human, right? I don't get into the way things are said. It's more, okay, is what's being said accurate? If it is, great. You can yell it at me, you can say it to me in a regular voice, you can say it to me however you want. But having said that, I do get a lot of feedback of, oh, please, stop with the yelling, stop with the hollering, stop with the screaming, and guys, I think there's a certain level of yelling that probably you've never seen me hit, right? So, to what one man's yelling is another man's just getting a little loud, right? You haven't seen real screaming. No, no, no. All right. Thank you for sharing. That is what I do on here. I share the sauce. Okay, so we're bringing you guys the orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce, right? That you're not getting on any other channel, right? You're only getting it here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Okay, we got a comment here that says, I read somebody's comment that GS Partners is making $240 million per year on monthly dues alone. If that's true, it's very impressive. Right, so I said, okay, yes, it's a very well-run company. They're making money hand over fist. I pay all kinds of fees and monthly memberships to be part of GSP, right? I actually think that's a good thing because it speaks to the long-term stability of their operation. The point is, they're making money, I'm making money, so it's a win-win. Okay? The response here was exactly the dues alone make GSP sustainable. And then you couple their exchange, the binary options, etc. It makes it far more sustainable than any other platform in this space. Now, I don't know about that. I think that, okay, there you go, Melissa. I mean, there it is, right from the word. Soft answer turns away wrath, I think you mean, but grievous words stir up strife. Hey, I can't argue with that, okay? But there's a time for softness, and there's a time for. Didn't Christ make a whip and like drive people out of the temple at one point? I mean, some people might say that was a violent act. I don't know. What do you think about that? I mean, dude, I assume that he wasn't always soft spoken, But I don't know. What do you think about that? I think that we have a wussified Jesus in our Western society. We have made Jesus into a hippie, into a wussified, weak hippie who just never stood up for himself, turned the other cheek, and died on the cross. And he forgave everybody while he was doing it. Yes, okay. But isn't there another side to Christ in the Bible? Am I missing something? I don't know. That is, I guess that's a whole nother debate. All right, so let's go ahead and continue with this. I want to talk about this GS Partners thing. Um, I don't know that it necessarily means that GS Partners is more likely to have long-term impact than the other ones. Okay, a lot of these platforms, guys, they put things in place that look good for long-term impact. Let's go back to NovaTech. Didn't NovaTech also take a monthly fee? Right? I think they took like a $25 monthly fee. So between that and between their Forex trading and between their crypto trading and everything else that they were supposedly doing and their ATM machines and all the different things that they supposedly had their hands in, you would think that they would have a longer term sustainability. Okay? But they didn't, right? I mean, and what happened with NovaTech, it was kind of unique. It was a run on the bank. Right. And it was, it was a situation, it was a unique situation that happened with the NovaTech. But my point is, just because a platform collects fees and just because a platform does have a lot going on for them, it doesn't mean that you can just get comfortable and start pouring your whole life savings into the platform. I will never advocate for that. Do I think that GS Partners has sustainability? Oh, heck yeah. They're doing a lot of stuff. They're doing a lot right. They're on the ball with the lawyers. They're on the ball with the regulations. They're on the ball with international law. They're doing a lot of things in the correct manner, right? And so, yeah, they definitely look like they have a good, a good future ahead of them. But we are not going to get into fortune telling, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, yeah, GS Partners, that's my one and only baby. I'm going to throw everything into them. Having said that, it's a great platform. There's a lot of room for diversity in GS Partners. There's a lot of room to diversify there. There's all kinds of different business sectors that you can invest in. And it really is simple, guys. And if you watch my Payday Thursdays, if you watch my GS Partners reviews, if you watch my GS Partners videos, you will see just how simple it is. Because here at the Unlimited Freedom Network, right, I'm giving you the sauce, right? I'm giving you the orange pill sauce, and I'm breaking it down for you in a way that is digestible, right? It's in a way that is understandable, right? Now, GS Partners can be a bit confusing for people who don't get it broken down for them because for the exact reason is that the GS Partners people are scared to talk about it because they're afraid that they're going to get judged on what they say and they're going to be breaking the law, right? They're going to be saying something illegal, right? And so because of that, they just have to use language that for the average normal average Joe, it's just like, what are you talking about? But they're using that language so that they don't get in trouble, right? So it's just kind of it's really silly, just the way that our system is. But having said that, crypto is here, crypto platforms are here, this space is here, AI technology is here. Hey, man, love it or leave it, it's here, right? Whether you get on board with it and make a ton of money or whether you sit on the sideline and say that everything's a scam, hey, it's still here, right? It's still doing its thing one way or the other. All right. Let's see what else we got here. This person says green light on the Pettyons question mark. Okay. And now this is good. And this is something that I should address because no, I'm not saying green light on anybody. I mean, obviously this person doesn't know what a green light is. And if they do know what a green line is, they're either being silly or they're sick or they're psychos, right? No. What is green light? Greenlit is it's a prison term. right? So people who do things to hurt children, right? People who do things against women, people who have these certain types of crimes get greenlit based on their paperwork. When you go into prison, you have to show your paperwork to your people, right? The whites have to show it to the whites, blacks have to show it to the blacks, the USAs have to show it to the USAs, Hispanic has to show it to Hispanic. You have to show your paperwork to your people because they want to know what you're in for, because they want to know if you're a weirdo, right? They want to know what you did, right? They want to know what the paperwork says that you did. And if you do have a crime against children, a crime against women, something else that's just like a weirdo crime, right? You're going to get greenlit. And greenlit means that your cellie has to kill you, right? They have to, or they're going to get hurt, right? So if you're sitting in a cell with somebody and you check their paperwork and they're greenlit, you have to hurt them or you're going to get hurt, right? And that, am I saying that's good? No. Am I saying it's bad? No. I'm saying that's the way that it is in prison. You don't want to joke about green lighting. Okay, and other people that get green light in prison. For those of you who are older, do you guys remember in the 1990s during the crack epidemic, there was a drive-by epidemic where people would drive by a house, put the gun out of the car and pop, 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 and shoot at people's houses, drive-by shootings, right? We don't see as much of that today. The reason is because they greenlit those people in prison. The other prisoners greenlit anybody who did a drive-by. So if you go to prison and you did a drive-by, you're greenlit to be killed. And guess what? The drive-bys started to slow down. Am I saying that's good? No. Am I saying it's bad? No. I'm not weighing in on the right and the wrong of it. I'm saying that's what it is. So greenlight the Pettyons? No, thank you. Right? I don't think that you should be having that thought, right? I don't think that it's not even really a joke to me because since I've been there, right? Since I've done the time, since I've been on that side of the plexiglass, right? It's not funny, right? So no, not green light. And what I did respond is, look, okay, if the Pettyons were to get time, they would do Fed time, guys. And Fed time is easy, right? You don't even have to click up with your own race in Fed time. You can have a cellie from a different race. Doesn't matter. They don't care. They've got tennis. They've got ping pong. They've got pool, right? Fed time is pretty easy time, guys. So if they did do any time, they would do easy Fed time. You get conjugal visits, right? That means if you get a girlfriend or you get a boyfriend, you can bring them up to the prison on the weekend and you can do things with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, right? It's like this isn't even a punishment. I'm getting free food, right? I'm getting to play tennis all day. I can walk around the yard, no problem. There's no real like killing in the feds, right? People aren't stabbing each other every day like in state penitentiaries. No. And if I want, I can get myself a girlfriend and she can come over and hang out with me on the weekends. I mean, it's like, so if they do any time, it's going to be easy time, guys. It's going to be Fed time. It ain't going to be no state prison time. Okay. And I said, look, they would do easy Fed time. You got to mess with women or kids to get greenlit. And I can tell that you actually watched the video. So shout out to you. And the fact that person even made the comment about being greenlit means that they actually dove into the video. They actually watched what I had to say and they were listening. So shout out to you for listening. But I think talking about greenlighting the Pettyons, that's not what we're talking about here, guys. At the end of the day, guys, NovaTech was what it was, right? Will it come back? I don't know. Maybe not, right? But it was what it was. It lasted for 4 years, about 4 years, and it was a strong platform, and a lot of people got rich off of it, right? A lot of people made a lot of money with NovaTech. You're not going to hear about the people who made money with it. You're going to hear about the people who are crying and complaining because they lost money, right? And I'm not saying that my heart doesn't go out to those people. It does, especially if those people were deceived, right? Because some people were just flat out deceived when they joined. They didn't know what they were getting themselves into. They thought they were getting themselves into a safe and secure hedge fund that was going to be around for years and decades to come. They really believed that because they were lied to during the presentation, right? They weren't told that it's a risky crypto platform, right? They weren't given information, right? And so those people, I do feel bad for. If that was the case and they win and they lost a lot of money, I do feel bad for those people. But from NovaTech being what it is, being a crypto platform, and then people going in and increasing their money, pulling out their money and making a killing in NovaTech, no, I'm not against that. Of course not. I made money with NovaTech. I know a lot of people who made money with NovaTech. I also know a lot of people who lost money. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game that we're involved in. That's crypto trading. That's dealing with crypto platforms. That's why I'm so passionate and why I harp so much on practicing a risk management strategy, right? That's going to allow us to get in, make money, get out, and not lose money, right? Warren Buffett, right? The famous investor, the multimillionaire. Warren Buffett said famously, the first rule of investing, don't lose money. The second rule of investing, don't lose money. The third rule of investing, don't lose money. Right? That's the name of the game, guys. So it's all about, first off, never risk anything that you can't afford to lose. Once you do put the money in there, get your seed money back. So let's say you go in with $500. Your first order of business is to turn that 500 into 1,000. Now, once you've turned that 500 into 1,000, you want to rewind and take out your initial 500. Now you've taken out your seed money. It's back in your bank account. Now you have zero risk. And you've left the other 500 in the platform. Now grow that, compound that. But make sure you withdraw, right? Withdraw early, withdraw often. Take out a withdrawal every now and then. Take yourself out to the movies, right? Go out and get a nice dinner. Take a junket, right? Take a weekend trip down to Florida. Do something fun. Because you never know. Eventually the platform might go belly up. And you want to at least have had some fun with some of your profit and actually made some money with it. Right? The other thing is diversification, guys. You want to spread your risk over a multitude of platforms. Having said that, little sneak peek for you guys. I got 2 new platforms that actually 3 new platforms that I'm vetting. And if they turn out to be cool, if they turn out to work, I am going to go ahead and be sharing those in this upcoming week. Okay, so just a little bit of a bonus for you there. All right, I got a couple of great videos. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. We've got the oh, hey, here's somebody who was giving me putting me hip to some platforms in my comments. Guys, if you want to send me platforms, make sure that you send me an email about it and also send me send me a quick breakdown about it. Okay, I'm not just going to research every platform that somebody throws into my comment section. Okay, so if you're serious and you want to do business with me, I actually do look at the platforms that people send to me, guys. Now, I don't always respond, right? Because I do get a lot of emails, but there's people out there, and you know who you are. You might not even really watch the channel that much, but there's people out there who know that I have a channel, know that I talk to a lot of people, know that I do this thing, it's Unlimited Freedom Network, and they message me about different platforms. They say, hey, check this platform out, check that platform out, and I usually do. But I definitely don't join every platform that I check out. Right. I try to vet them a little bit, and especially if they're going to be on the riskier side. Because even though I warned everybody about C12, and every time I talked about C12 on here, I was very specific in warning, hey, this is high risk, right? Be careful. I think some people still felt like, oh man, this sucks that C12 went away. Well, I always knew it was going to go away. And I think you guys should have known too, just based on what I shared with you in the video, right? You can't treat these platforms like they're never going to go away, especially if it's a super high risk, high reward platform like C. So if I say it's a high risk platform, guess what? It's a high risk platform, guys. I'm not saying it for my health, right? I don't have to say it, right? We got freedom of speech here. I could come on YouTube and say whatever I want. I don't have to give any warnings. Right? I do it because I want to do this the right way, right? I know that we're playing in a risky space, but I also know that we're playing in a space that can make you rich. We're also playing in a space that can make us wealthy, right? And so I want to balance it correctly, right? That's why I give the warnings. Here's a question on the Verse Network. If you buy a $500 pack with a 225% ROI, once you ROI, is the original 500 deposit available back for you to withdraw? No. Okay. And you should never think that it will be. Right. And any type of platform that's giving you a high ROI, like a 300% or a 500% or a 200% ROI, don't sit there and think that you're going to get that and you're going to be able to pull out your money. Most of the time, it's not going to work like that. platforms that do allow you to do it is Vortec United. Vortec United will allow you to get 80% of your fund back. Okay, so let's take a Plan C program with Vortec United. It's crazy that I know this off the top of my head, but I think it's just as I say it so much. Plan C, $10,000. You put in $10,000, you get $600 a week. Okay, you get that $600 a week for 32 weeks, right? Bringing you a grand total of $19,200. Then at the end of 32 weeks, you also get 80% of your 10,000 back, which is $8,000, bringing you to a grand total of $27,200, right? So Vortec United does that, right? Some of the other platforms do that, but definitely don't count on it. When in doubt about a high triple percentage ROI, when in doubt, just say, okay, I'm not going to count on them giving me my initial deposit back. I think that's the way to do it, and that way, you can be pleasantly surprised if they do, right? And then if they don't, you would have expected that, right? Because if they're already giving you 225%, and then you want more money on top of that, it's kind of like, okay, I mean, you're milking the cow kind of hard here, man. One thing about being the age that I am, right, is I come from a time where we didn't have these kind of opportunities. Like some of you younger guys, you Gen Z guys and Gen Z guys and gals, I love you, man. I love you to death. But the thing about you is you've always had these opportunities. You've always known about this stuff, right? I grew up in a time where you couldn't get 1% a day. There's no way you can, unless you were clicked up in the mob, maybe then you could get 1% a day, right? Unless you had connections, right? You had the connections to the casinos, maybe then you could get 1% a day, right? If you're a big shot high roller, maybe then you could get 1% a day. But these opportunities that we have today, guys, they just weren't around when I was younger. It just wasn't a thing, right? So that's why it always kind of puts a smile on my face when somebody can get a 225% ROI and then they want to complain that they're not getting more money back on top of that. It's like, okay, there you go, man. Hey, let's see how far we can push this thing, right? All right, here's some comment on Vortec United. Said that the support is very good. My crypto didn't show up, so I sent them a hash, and within a day it was sorted out. With them telling me over the 24 hours what was going on, so all good there. I went for a pack A, and I'm compounding as I feel they will be around for at least the term of 42 weeks. Okay, well that's a little bit risky. But yeah, I mean, if you think they're going to be around for another 42 weeks and you want to compound, that's your prerogative to do that. Here, agree with you. You say that I'll be done with them because they're a 100% Ponzi like the rest. So getting in now, I feel is still okay, but over the next year, no chance. Don't get greedy, and I think you will do well. Well, here's where we're going to have to split because I don't believe that these things are Ponzi schemes in the way that maybe you do, right? A Ponzi scheme means there's no business plan, there's no trading going on. It's all a big lie and it's all a big farce, and they're just taking in new money to pay out. You pay out the old people with new people's money. That's the definition of a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is illegal, right? Why would you be okay with participating in an illegal Ponzi scheme, right? I mean, I wouldn't, right? If I thought something was a legit illegal Ponzi scheme, I wouldn't be okay participating in it. So I mean I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, you're kind of like taking it to an extreme of negativity, right? It's a risky crypto platform, right? It's a small business. 90% of small businesses fail in their first year. Doesn't mean that they're all Ponzi schemes. Okay, now here's another one. Love your work. I just wish you would stop screaming into the mic. So there's another one, guys. So like you see, I'll get one commenter who'll say, "Hey, I love that you get passionate. I love that you get excited. I love that you yell. It's beautiful." Right? And then I'll get another commenter that'll say, "Hey, please stop screaming into the mic." Or hey, Vaughn, are you going to pay for my hearing aid, right? That I need to get from you screaming in my ear? Hey, dude, if I'm just turn it down if I'm getting too loud, right? I mean, I'm going to, listen. How about this? I'm going to work on it, guys. Okay. I'm going to work on being the best version of myself, right? I think that sometimes the screaming and yelling, maybe it's a little bit too much, but sometimes I think it's kind of funny, guys. It's kind of my idea of humor, right? It's kind of my idea of comedy. I don't mean any harm by it. All right, so here's a message reply on my NovaTech. Still getting responses on this NovaTech video, which a lot of people like that because I broke down the legal system and the criminal justice system and how it works for a company when they're under the scrutiny, prosecutors, when they're under the scrutiny of the courts, and what it's like when you're going through that. Right, you know, every channel you get, you can turn on A&E, right? You can turn on cops, you can turn on, you know, a multitude of channels out there, true crime documentary channels. A multitude of channels out there will show you the criminal justice system from the perspective of the cops, from the perspective of the detectives, from the perspective of the quote unquote good guys, right? But there's very few actual ex-felons out there who can explain to you how it really works on the other side of the token, right? And then if we can, who wants to listen, right? Who wants to listen to an ex-felon, right? Oh, he's just a criminal. Don't listen to him. Okay, but I'm not, right? I am somebody who's reformed. I'm somebody who has repented. I'm somebody who has changed my life. I do not condone criminality, right? And I'm somebody who, by the grace of God, is still alive and free today. I'm active in my community. I'm active in my church, and I am a member of society now, right? So I'm not, yeah, I'm always going to be a felon, right? That's something that you never get rid of. It's a label that you never get rid of, and that's fine because sometimes I can use that history and use that past to help people understand what somebody else might be going through in the present, right? And so if I can help somebody else, hey, that's just a bonus. That's just a bonus. Okay? But anyway, this person said, "Thank you for your honesty. I cannot find your course link. Okay, can you please leave it here in a reply?" No, I'm not going to do that, guys. I have put the links to my course in the description. I've put the links to all of my platforms in the description. Right? So all you have to do is go to the description of the video that you're watching, open up the description, click more, boom, it'll open up a drop-down menu. All of my links are there. They're already there. So I don't need to send every single person your own unique link. The link is in the description. Right? Here's the thing. Seriously. If you can't figure out how to find the link, then maybe you shouldn't get the trading course in the first place. Because if you're having a hard time how to find my link on my YouTube channel, you might not be the right fit, right, to learn the things that I teach in my trading course. Right? Just a thought. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean here, but I'm just saying. All right, here is a comment on Vortec United. They say it will end just like Max Spread and Coin Market Bull. My response, so what? So what if it does? I mean, what's your point here? Right? I mean, all of them, how many of these have lasted forever? Zero. Everything eventually ends. Right? That's not what it will end one day. Well, so will Bank of America, right? Bank of America will end one day, right? Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in 100 years, but someday it's going to end, right? Someday this world and everything that you see is going to end. What's your point? It's going to end just like Max Spread. It's going to end just like Coin Market Bull, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to sit on the sideline. You're not going to participate, and you're going to come on somebody's channel like myself, who obviously is an enthusiast when it comes to crypto platforms, and you're going to what? Put negativity in my comment section or try to say like, oh, no, yeah, nobody here knows that, bro. We're all so stupid that we don't realize it. Is that really what you think? Come on, man. Give people more credit. You're not the smartest person on earth, right? I mean, you're being Captain Obvious. Of course it's going to end. They're all going to end. Eventually it'll end. But what do you want to do? You want to sit on the sideline and just sit there and like this and say, ah, ha, ha, I told you so. In the meantime, people are getting rich off of having a strategy, crypto trading and crypto platforms and trading, right? Do you think that trading doesn't make people rich? It's been making people rich since the beginning of time, since trade was a thing. And trade's always been a thing. It's part of who we are. It's part of the way we were designed by God. That's why you can't control it. That's why Bitcoin exists. Bitcoin exists, guys, because the governments were getting too controlling of people's currency, controlling people's bank accounts, auditing them, right? Garnishing their wages, right? Getting too controlling, and they were restricting free trade. And what happened naturally? Naturally, Bitcoin happened. Web3 happened. New internets happened because you're not going to be able to stifle something that was written into our genetic code by God, the God given right to trade. You're not going to be able to tell anybody they can't do that. Make it illegal. Do whatever you want to do. People are still going to do it. You may as well try to outlaw sex. People are still going to do it because that's what we're programmed to do. So, what's your point exactly? I mean, you just want to come on here and just act like whatever. You're not saying anything that people don't know. Here's the difference between me and you. Okay, Crypto Wolf. The difference is when the platform ends, I will have made money. Okay, when the platform ends, I will have something to show for it, right? Because I followed my risk management strategy. I didn't invest any more than I could afford to lose. I withdrew early. I withdrew often. I diversified. I was smart in this space. I practiced a risk management strategy. I practiced my trading principles, and I am going to be better for it, right? And I'm going to say, man, thank God for the years that Vortec United was around. God bless them. I hope that they do well and come back or start something else, right? I'm not going to have any bad feelings, right? And hopefully, if people do lose money in the platform, they've taken my advice and they've spread out their risk over 10 or 12 different platforms, and it won't be the end of the world. You lose 500 in this one, you make 2,000 in this one over here. What's your net profit? 1,500. You're still ahead, 1,500. You see what I'm saying? But you will get the satisfaction to say, I was right. I was right. Okay. Maybe that's what does it for you. What does it for me is money in the bank, right? What does it for me is the energy to travel, the energy to go out to nice dinners, the energy to take care of my family, the energy to do what I want to do when I want to do it, the energy to be able to get up and go and help somebody who needs it and not have to ask a boss's permission, right? The energy to be able to go to the bathroom if I got to go to the bathroom without having to ask a boss's permission, not having to call in sick. If I get sick, I just rest. That means something to me. I don't need to be right all the time. I prefer the cash, right? You can be right and I'll take the cash. How's that? All right, here's a comment about the trading course. Loved the trading course, starting to practice the strategy for a few weeks, and then I will see how we do. As simple as the strategy is, it still requires full attention. Yes, of course. And I had somebody else here, and I just want to give a shout out to this person. Said, yeah, me too. I'm starting my third weekend demo, and yesterday I was 3 for 5 with a 3.2% return for the day. Shout out to you. This guy got a 3.2% return in one day. That's definitely better than your 1%, right? That a lot of companies will give you. Now, what I want to do with this guy got a 3.2% return. So let's say he averages 3% per day. And I want to show you what can be done in a matter of 6 months and a matter of a year if you learn how to trade and you average 3% a day. We're going to start out with $50. Okay, the average is 3% daily. We're going to compound it every day because one of the things that I teach in my strategy is I teach you how to compound. Okay, do that for 6 months and you have turned your $50 into almost $11,000, guys. Right? I mean, that's the power of it, right? Let's see what happens when you do it for a year. Do it for a year, and well, let's just say you are well into the six figures. Okay, let's say that. All right. The point is, guys, that yeah, I mean, the strategy, yeah, you have to follow it like I laid out, but if you do, you will be successful. I know you will be successful because that's what I do. I didn't hide anything. I gave you my exact strategy. Now, the strategy did not come overnight, right? I had to work on this for years. A lot of you guys know the story. When I lost my insurance license, wasn't because of anything that I did wrong in my insurance business, but it was because I was a felon, and because of those violent felonies that I had in the past, the insurance, the states sued me over one Christmas, took away my insurance license. I was living in a multi-million dollar house, had a couple of nice cars, great lifestyle, and I needed to figure out a way to not just get a job, but to be able to keep my house, to be able to keep my cars, to be able to keep the lifestyle. That's when I learned Forex trading. And when I taught myself, well, I didn't teach myself. I went to 101, 201, 301, and 401 classes. I did a lot of sleepless nights. I spent a lot of money. I had a long trial and error period. I lost a lot of money at first, all learning Forex trading, crypto trading, binary options trading, and and then practicing and perfecting a strategy. And so what I would do is every single month, I would do is every week I wanted to be profitable. I wanted to be profitable weekly. I wanted to be profitable monthly, and I wanted the strategy to be compoundable, right? And so I would trial and error, week after week after week. I would get a strategy that would work one week, it would work on week two, and then on week three it wouldn't work. I would get a strategy that would work one, two, three, four, and then the next week of the next month it wouldn't work. Right. And so it took a while. It took a lot of working on it. It took a lot of designing it, inventing it, and getting it to the point where I was fine tuning it to where I can where it is now, where I trade about an hour a day and I have a strategy that's achievable, attainable, sustainable. It's where I'm able to make more than I've ever made before. I only trade about an hour. And if YouTube went away today, I would be fine. If my small bit, because I have other small businesses outside of YouTube, if those went away today, I would be fine. Right? If my crypto platforms all rug pulled on the same day, I would be fine because of this strategy. So it's worth learning because it's a skill that nobody can ever take away from you. It's like if you know how to become a real good painter, right? You say you can paint residential and commercial buildings, and you're awesome, right? You're an awesome painter. You do a great job. Well, you have a skill now that's marketable, and you can always make money with that skill. It's the same way if you learn the skill of trading, guys. So shout out to you, man. This is my buddy Bruce. Shout out to you for getting that 3.2% return. I know that you're going to do great. Just stick to the course and do not try to reinvent the wheel. Okay, this is a Dom DeMarco for you. All right, and this is a comment on my Day Trader Tuesdays. This person said, every time I listen, I pick up something that helps my psychology as I learn the course. Yeah, so that's what the whole Day Trader Tuesdays is all about, guys. I mean, it's not just for people who have the course, but obviously you're going to get a lot of sauce if you do have the course. You're going to get a lot of sauce on the Day Trader Tuesdays. But what you guys need to understand is that if you're involved in crypto platforms, you are involved in a form of crypto trading. My number one crypto trading platform is Vortec United, and I do not execute a single trade, right? Jensen Robles does the trading. I'm fine with that. I don't need to execute a single trade. Now, if I do want to have some fun crypto trading on one of the platforms, I just go to GS Partners because they have their new predictions trading. And I've already doubled my little GEUR in there just by doing my simple $27 strategy that I also teach. In Day Trader Tuesdays, I teach it on my GS Partners overviews. You don't need to buy that strategy. You can get the sauce on that just by going to my YouTube channel. But guys, the $27 strategy, that's not going to make you, that's not, it's $27, guys. Right. And it's not a foolproof thing. It's a fun strategy, right? It's fun to make a little bit of extra money. What I do is whenever I log into GS Partners, I just go over there and make a couple crypto trades. Why not? I'm already in the platform, right? And I just make a couple of trades, make a few bucks. It's great, right? But if you really want to get some serious training, you got to get the course, right? You don't ever have to have traded before a day in your life, right? It gives you the A, B, C, D, tells you exactly what to do, exactly how to set everything up, Sets you up for success, tells you exactly when to enter, exactly when to exit, everything. So, anyway, that's how that works, guys. All right, somebody made a comment on my one of the calculators that I shared, which I'll share that in here with you guys too. It's a percentage calculator. Let me see what it's called. Percentage increase calculator from Omni. And what this does is this is a fantastic tool because it allows you to actually there it is. I shared it in the chat. It allows you to actually plug in different numbers and see what your percentage of growth is, right? You're either your percentage of growth or, God forbid, your percentage of loss. But it allows you to plug in the numbers and see that. And you can do it in all kinds of different ways. So there is the link for that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and this person used the calculator with QP on yesterday's results, then deducted the 5% of the difference on the calculator from the QP commission. I think it's correct. It's all good. So basically, what they did is they took the percentage calculator and they plugged in the numbers from QP to check and make sure that QP's numbers were being reported accurately. And lo and behold, they are. So yeah, I mean, QP's doing its thing, and really like this QP platform, guys. I mean, it's in terms of the amount that you can make in the shortest amount of time. I mean, on the passive income side, QP is the biggest player out of all of the platforms that I'm involved in. None of the platforms I have will give you 2%, 3%, even up to 4 or 5% a day, the way that QP will. So it really, the results on QP are better than any of the other platforms. But the reason it's not like number two, the reason it's not number one, the reason it's at number three is just because, guys, there's a couple things. One thing is, well, I haven't been in QP long enough to have that long of a track record with it to put it at number one or number two. The other thing is, when you are getting really, really high returns like that, it just ought to be obvious. But I know that it's not. The higher the returns that you're getting in a platform, just overall, the riskier it's going to be, guys. Right? The more likely that eventually something's going to go wrong or something won't work out. Now, I hope that that never happens to QP. I hope QP lasts a long time because I'm making a lot of money with it. But I also realize that because it's growing so strongly, right? I mean, you just want to make sure that you're practicing your risk management principles. Hopefully that makes sense. And if anything I'm saying doesn't make sense to you guys, or if you need me to clarify something, just feel free to shoot me a chat here because this is the Q&A. This is live. And if you guys want to ask me a question or make a comment, I'm going to read them. Okay. I just want to get through some of these comments from the actual YouTube channel first, and then we'll go through and we will have a discussion. And I like to take the time here on these Friday Q&As. You guys who follow me, you know that I'm not like itching to wrap this up, right? I like to take the time because this is our time to really do that. This is our time to have that one-on-one. All right, let's get back into some more of these comments. Loving the Day Trader Tuesdays. Always some good nuggets to take away and enjoy with all that sauce. I like it. So not only are you getting the nuggets, right? You're getting the sauce to dip those nuggets in. Dip the nuggets in the sauce. Get yourself a little taste. Take a little bite, right? Take a little bite of this orange pill, titanium pill, stainless steel pill sauce that you're only getting here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. No one else is giving it to you like this, right? So if you don't know, now you know, right? Now you know, ladies and gentlemen. This person said, honestly, nothing out there is paying what QP is. That's true. If it was created by ChatGPT, we should be good for a very long time. Yeah, and here's what I said, and I stand by this, guys. I don't operate on shoulds. I operate on what is, right? Just because something should be a certain way, I have lived on this earth long enough to know that just because it should be a certain way doesn't mean that it always is that way. Here's what QP does have going for it. Yes, it was made by ChatGPT, so it's got a good algorithm. We know that. It's making awesome returns. We know that. And it's also based offshore. So it's not going to come under the compliance arm of the United States that have been, frankly, crushing the life out of these platforms. Right. And that's another thing that it has going for it. Right. So yeah, I agree with you. It does have some good things going for it. But like I said, I don't operate on what should be. I operate on what is. And what is that we are in a risky crypto space and we need to practice our risk management principles so that we're using these platforms and they're not using us, right? That's the difference. And that's what we want to see, right? And that's one of the main missions and visions of the Unlimited Freedom Network is that we approach these things in such a way as to win, right? Not for the companies to win, for us to win, right? Not for the companies to grow, for us to grow, for our families to grow, for our households to grow, right? To achieve that freedom, right? To do the things that we want to do the things that we're called to do, right? To do the things that are meaningful for us to do, right? Rather than to, be, a slave, as it were, quote unquote, to the dollar, and to kind of this thing of like, man, I feel like I'm on this rat race. I'm always trying to get ahead, but I'm just like, I'm just making it here, right? And I'm not coming down on anybody because I've been there and I know the value of work. There's been times in my life where I just got down on my knees and thank God that I had a job, right? So I get it. Okay. I get it. But if you didn't believe there was something more, and if you didn't believe that you could possibly attain something more than where you're at right now, you would not be watching me. You would be doing something else, right? You'd be at the honky tonk. You'd be doing something else. You wouldn't be watching me right now if you didn't have the seed in you, the belief in you that there is more out there, and that and you want that, right? You have a desire for that. That's why you're here. All right. Here's one on the Day Trader Tuesdays. This person said, "Hey Vaughn, why not use Day Trader Tuesdays for live trading sessions? It would totally help those who bought the course. That would be super helpful and also boost sales and the channel hugely." Okay, and we got into a little bit of a back and forth about that. The fact is, guys, live trading is boring, right? And so one of the reasons that people watch my channel, one of the reasons that my channel has views is that it's in a way it's entertaining. It's a little bit of education and a little bit of entertainment. I call it edutainment, right? I don't call it a podcast. I call it a pod class, right? Because there's a little bit of podcast and a little bit of a straight up class where I'm teaching, right? So edutainment, right? If I got on here and just did trading videos, I mean, people would probably quit watching, to be honest with you. Even though you might really like that, right? You might really get a lot out of that, but people aren't going to know what's going on, and I can't thoroughly explain it because that's the point of the course, right? So this YouTube channel is not the course. The course is the course, right? So what I would say is, if there's things that you misunderstood or don't understand, oops. We do it live here, guys. We do it live. If there's things that you misunderstood or things that you don't understand, you can always email me, or you can come to this session. And I see you guys in my Q&A. I'm going to get to you. You can come here and chat, and we can talk about it there, right? But I have to figure out a way to do it that is going to be it's going to be beneficial for you, and it's also going to be something that's more tailored to the people who are actually interested in trading. Because let's face it, a lot of people don't want to learn trading. They just want to get into the crypto platforms and make money that way. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I know people who are millionaires because of these crypto platforms. No joke, right? They're going on cruises. They're doing the yacht parties, the whole nine yards. They're doing it. And they never traded a day in their life. So can it be done? Sure. Can it be done faster if you learn how to trade? Yeah. Right. Because think about it, guys. I mean, if you can average 3 or 4 or 5% a day, right? And I've had days where I do 22%. I've had the off day where I do hundreds of percents, right? You're just going to go way faster. It's going to go way faster. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, guys. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Here's somebody who said some people think that AI trading is some kind of a new scam, but financial institutions have been trading forex with black boxes for years. See, now I can tell that you're a person who knows what you're talking about, and that's true, right? And the thing is, the thing with the scam people, it's like I said, scam still chilling at moms, right? SCAM. They're still chilling at moms because they're not making any money, right? Because everything's a scam. And here's the thing. Let's talk about $100 bills. Are there counterfeit $100 bills in the world? You betcha, right? Are they? But just because there are counterfeits does not mean that there's no such thing as $100 bill, right? I mean, we all know this. We all would agree on this, right? $100 bills still exist. Just because they're counterfeits out there doesn't mean that the real thing is out there. That's why they're counterfeiting it. So you can't, and so people say, oh, anything having to do with AI is a scam. Anything having to do with crypto is a scam. And if it has to do with crypto and AI, it's a super scam, right? Well, that's what they say. Okay. But that would be a fallacy. You cannot tell me that people are not making money with AI technology right now. You can't tell me that. I don't believe it. You cannot tell me that people are not becoming rich every day on cryptocurrency. You can't tell me that because I know that they are, right? We've got a whole new class of Bitcoin millionaires, right? A lot of them are much younger than I am, right? This crypto is revolutionizing things. Decentralized finance, revolutionizing the world, revolutionizing finance. And you can't tell me that everything having to do with crypto is a scam because it's not, right? Those millions of dollars are not fake, right? The people on the yachts are not fake. Those are real people. Those are real yachts, right? Those are real people taking those trips. But some people just don't want to believe it. They, oh, no, can't be real. Can't be real. I don't believe it. Hey, you guys ever notice? And the older I get, the more I notice this in my life, guys. People usually get what they believe in. Meaning, you usually end up with the life that you believe you're going to end up with, right? And there's really something for that. And it would take me all day long to go over the idea of self-programming and reprogramming our beliefs and changing ourselves from limited belief people to unlimited belief people, right? But there's really something to be said for that, guys. It's knowledge that's been around for thousands of years, right? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What does that mean? What I continually think about, what I continually meditate on, what I continually tell myself eventually will manifest into reality, right? I'll just leave it at that for now. So we got to get locked and loaded, meaning we got to have multiple crypto platforms. We got to be locked and loaded, right? With the ammo, lots of different ammo, right? Lots of different crypto platforms, right? So that when the scam people come out, we're ready to fight, right? When they want to say something, we're ready for the counterpunch, right? Be ready in season and out of season. To me, it's just a sport at this point, going back and forth with the scam people. This is on ETF Pool. Hey, Unlimited Freedom. Is ETF Pool a new platform? How long have they been in operation? Thanks. So they've been out for a little more than 90 days now, right? And it's maybe 4 months. I mean, they are a relatively new platform, but I like ETF Pool. I mean, 1.1% a day. Who can be mad about that? And that's just in the regular dividend stake. You can also do a compounding stake that grows a lot faster. So yeah, I'm on board with ETF Pool. I mean, I'm making money with it, right? I'm withdrawing my money. I got my seed money back. I'm doing all the stuff that needs to be done, and yeah, I like it. It's a cool platform, right? Just hasn't yet made my top five. Maybe it will one day, right? But like I said earlier, if you guys catch the breaking news announcement, here it is again. The breaking news. Unveiling some new platforms, okay? Unveiling some new platforms that will blow your mind, right? But in all seriousness, I do have a couple of new platforms that I'm getting involved with. I'm excited about those. I'm stoked about it because, hey, right? I know that the more that the more I spread out my risk, the more good chance I'm going to have of making a return. And these platforms aren't going away. Have you guys noticed that? Yes, some of them are better than others. Yes, some of them last longer than others, but they are here. And there's two people. There's those who are making money with the platforms and those who are not, right? How long are they going to be around? How long are we going to be, how long are we going to be allowed to do this stuff? Can you guys hear me? Do you guys still have a connection? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me right now. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me right now, guys. Okay. Good deal. Okay, I'm still seeing the chat. So hopefully you guys can see the chat as well. What's going on with this chat? What is going on with these technical issues? All right. This is somebody who commented on one of my shorts. Now, I think you guys have probably noticed that I'm working on having content coming out, pretty much 24/7 at the Unlimited Freedom Network. I want to make sure that I'm having a lot of content getting cranked out here on this channel, and so I've been doing shorts, YouTube shorts, which are little clips of my breakdowns, little rants that I go on, little quick teaching clips. And so somebody responded to one of those about my trading course and said, "What platform does this happen on, where you can trade 365 days a year?" And where Forex is every day. You're going to have to, for me to give you the exact names of the platforms, you're just going to have to get the course. Okay. But what I can tell you is the platform that I use, you can trade every single day, 365, 24/7. And that's the beauty of crypto, guys. That's one of the beautiful things about crypto. Also, just a public service announcement, guys. We got a public service announcement for you guys here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. A public service announcement. Don't get scammed by these idiots in my comments who are saying Grift Tech and I am Saver or whatever. It's all a scam. These people are scammers. They're trying to get you to send them money to recover your funds. They're never going to recover your funds. They're just going to take your money. Right. And I try to delete them, but as fast as I delete them, these people keep, they're robots or whatever, keep showing up in my comments. So do not be deceived by these people and do not get scammed by the WhatsApp man. Okay. Don't get scammed by Miss Claire or all the other scammers that are in the comments trying to get you to go off of the Unlimited Freedom Network and participate in their weird angle that they got going on. Okay, this one said, help me out. What does restaking actually mean on QP? Okay, guys. So with QP, like for example, right now I'm on one of my stakes. I'm on day 27. So at day 30, at the end of day 30, I'm going to get my money out, right? The stake that I put in. So like if you stake, I don't know, $10,000 and you stake that in, your stake is going to be in there for so while you make the profits on it, and then at the end you can get your 10,000 out. Or you can put the 10,000 in again for another 30 days, and that's what restaking is. Okay, so for those of you guys who have the questions about what that means, that's exactly what it means. It's really just simple. Do you want to continue in the platform or do you want to pull your money out at this time? Right? And each period, is a 30-day long period with QP. It's a good question. Great information. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. And And another fantastic payday Thursday. And for you who may have been wondering, Live Good really does put people under you if you're marketing them yourself. I can confirm they do. I've only been a couple months and have 3 people already. Shout out to you. You heard it, guys. You know, it's not just me who's saying it. There's people who've actually joined Live Good and they're getting people put under them, right? So let's explain how that works again. Not only is Live Good an awesome supplement company, which I'm enjoying my organic Live Good coffee, right? I've also got my super greens, my super reds, you know, my pre-workout, my post, my protein, right? I get my supplements from Live Good now because they got quality supplements at lower prices than Walmart, right? Also, I can purchase in crypto, which is cool with me because the more I can do with crypto and DeFi, the more I'm going to do with it because I support crypto. I support DeFi. Okay. For me, just based on those facts alone. But also, Live Good has a passive income opportunity. Okay. Miss Fat Enterprises already has 3 people put under her on her team. She didn't market it to anybody. The company's automatically building a team underneath you when you join early. Because there's going to be people who come in just through the internet, just through the store, whatever. They sign up. They're not under anybody and they got to go under somebody. So the Live Good operation is going to put them under you or me if we sign up early. Right now, I've already had this happen. She's already had it happen. A lot of the other Live Good people are continuing to have it happen. But the cool thing is, it's going to continue to happen until you're making about $2,100 a month to be exact. So let's break that down. So that's $525 a week in passive income that you could be making. Sorry, this thing's still not working properly. That's $525 a week that you could be making just from their passive income opportunity, just from joining. Right? I'm not obviously you have to join as a promoter, and I think it costs 30 something dollars to join. Don't quote me on that. I don't know the exact price off the top of my head. But what I do know is that they're doing that, right? So there's a passive income opportunity. There's a crypto in, crypto out opportunity. You can buy the products in crypto. And hey, for a lot of us, it's not going to hurt to get on some good supplements. It's not going to hurt you, right? It's not going to hurt you to have your super greens. It's not going to hurt you to have your super reds. You know, it's not going to hurt you to have your protein shake, your pre-workout, your post, all that good stuff. Right now, and for you ladies out there, they also have beauty products, right? Which I don't know anything about. I gave the beauty products away. So to my mother, my sweet mother, I gave her the beauty products and she likes them. So, hey, they must be all right. But really, guys, and you should really consider what Miss Fat Enterprises is saying because that is a real testimony from a real client. And it's not just me up here spouting this stuff out. It's real testimony that, hey, people are joining and people are getting people put under them. It is working, right? So it's just one of those things that just kind of, and it's been in my top 5 for like the past few weeks, guys. I mean, it's just one of those things that it came out of left field and it was just like, hey, this looks good. Hey, wow, these prices look really good. Hey, these products work. Hey, there's a passive income opportunity. Hey, there's a crypto opportunity here. And everything fell into place. And it just was one of those ones that took me by surprise. But I'm super glad that it did because I love it. You know, it's just it's all good. I'm saving money on my supplements. I'm getting great products. I'm helping people, right, in their journey for health and wellness. Plus, I'm getting some passive income because the company's putting people under me. So, I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of a no-brainer, really. So I'm glad that I hit the brakes. I'm glad that I stopped long enough to check out all of the that I could be making with Live Good. Right? Live Good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the live chat, right? This is the moment you guys have been waiting for. We're going to get into the live chat. So shout out to all you guys in the chat. Let's keep the questions rolling and keep the comments rolling, and we'll hang out here for a while. Why not? Let's chop it up, right? I don't have anything to do. Darren, good day. Can you fund the Forex broker with fiat? We talked about that earlier. Darren also said, but not the broker you sent us to with your class. Loving it so far. I can see this will work. Yeah, it works if you work it, man. I mean, I do it every day, and I try to trade for around an hour a day. That's just what I want to do. I don't want to trade for more than an hour a day, right? And it's enough. I mean, to get the percentile gains that you need is the beautiful thing about trading in percentages, guys, is percentages boosts you on the way up and it protects you on the way down. So if you go on a winning streak, those percentages are going to increase you exponentially. And if you go on a losing streak, they're going to pad your losses, right? So you don't lose as fast. So compounding, right? The eighth wonder of the world. The percentages help you on the way up and they protect you on the way down. Melissa, a soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up strife. You are correct. Melissa said, yes, he did. I think we were talking about the Bible, right? And we were talking about the fact that different people have a different idea of Jesus, right? Some people have a Jesus who's kind of a wimpy guy, right? Who was a pushover. And other people have an idea of Jesus as the guy who made the whip and drove people out of the temple, right? And that would be an act of violence, right? That's not exactly turning the other cheek, is it? I mean, so I don't have the answer. I'm just asking the question. What do you think, right? I mean, personally, I think that he is he's the opposite of a wimp. Okay, just silly stuff. Said Vaughn, jump into a trading session real quick. You need to email me, man. I will shoot you some of those old sessions. Wayne, good afternoon, Vaughn. Scream that truth from the mountaintop into the valleys and everywhere. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate you. Shout out to you. Gamer Gold says, look up Reverend Ike. He had a great perspective. Okay, not sure what you're talking about there, man. Might want to clarify that for all of us here. Just silly stuff. The RSI stuff is confusing and a bit subjective. I love the strategy, but just not confident with the RSI. Would love to see you trade live for a bit. Yeah, so you can't concentrate on the RSI alone. You have to. The RSI has to be. The RSI has to be there, but so does the stochastic oscillator. So does the sideways consolidation market, and you have to be well outside of your Keltner channel. Okay, so yeah, RSI alone, no. None of them alone are going to work. You have to put all of them together, and you have to have signals on every single signal, right? And then that's how you know if it's time to get in or not. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Ronnie, what's going on, Ronnie? Vaughn, have you thought about K100? It's fixing to go private. Looks like in a couple of weeks. No, I haven't thought about it. I'm not doing it because it's too, like right now. There's this fad. After C12 did the 12% a day for 12 days, there's been a lot of other companies who have popped up trying to give huge percentages for short amounts of time. If I was going to do something like that, I would do that on my own. But that's more of a casino play. Okay, that's more of a slot machine, right? And so that's why I'm not giving too much energy to K100 because first it's going to go private, then they're going to have some sort of malfunction, then the withdrawals are going to slow down, then the withdrawals are going to stop. We have seen this movie before. Okay, can you make money on it? Yeah, probably. It's just not one that I'm focused in on right now. Melissa, what constitutes a high platform? What percentage? Yeah, so I mean, I would say anything that's paying above double digits a week, that's going to be pretty high risk, right? So a lot of the platforms stay around 5% a week, 3%, 4%, 6%. That's fine. But when you start getting up over 10% a week, like QP has done a lot of weeks where they got well over 10% a week, that's where it starts to get a little bit higher risk. Okay, so that's what you want to watch out for. And I feel like I'm discouraging people from joining QP, but that's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to explain that, hey, yes, definitely join QP if that's something that you want to do. Just be smart about it, right? And make sure that you're practicing your risk management principles. right? And I think one thing that I'm going to start to do in Trader Tuesdays is I'm going to also go heavily into the risk management side of the crypto platforms, right? Because I think you can't repeat it enough and you can't talk about it enough because it's something that we all have to remember. Okay, this is Axelot Plays. Vaughn, just do you. That is what makes you unique. You bring us good content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to you. Here's a Dom DeMarco for you. Blue Sky, peace, Vaughn. May you be blessed with spiritual, financial, and emotional stability. Thanks for your commentary. You're welcome, Blue Sky. Always good to have you here. I do appreciate you. So let me give you one of these. Yeah, thank you for the comment, and I appreciate the blessing. And that is a yes and amen for me, my friend. I will take all of that I can get. No DAP. I should have kept my 1250 on CMB, but oh well. Yeah, it's that's part of the cost of doing business, man. I mean, look, there's some platforms where I lost thousands, right? But then other platforms where I made tens of thousands. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's one of those things where you want to keep your losses to a minimum and you want to keep your victories to a maximum. You want to maximize the ones where you win and minimize the ones where you lose, right? Now, what I would be concerned about and what my question would be, and maybe you did lose the whole 1250, but did you never get anything out of Coin Market Bull? I mean, did you never make any withdrawal? I mean, maybe you didn't. Maybe you just came in late and it was like over by the time you got in. But having said that, that goes back to the idea of spreading out your risk and being diversified in more than one place because there will be losers, guys. It's just like trading, right? You win 3 out of 5 and that's a victory, right? You win 4 out of 5. That's a victory, right? You win 6 out of 10. That's a victory, right? Doesn't mean you're not going to have losers. It just means that you want to win more than you lose, right? And that's how you become wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. Right? It's a simple thing like that. If you can consistently win more trades than you lose, you're going to have just an immense amount of wealth. That's the trade-off. That's the deal. Right? To be willing to take the hits, and a lot of people are not. A lot of people are looking for a reason to call it a scam. They're looking for a reason to call it just a pie in the sky, right? Or it's just there's some crude words that they say about it that I'm not going to repeat. But the thing is, you get stronger when you take the hits, right? I mean, it's like nobody starts out where you're going to be able to just knock somebody out in a boxing match, right? You got to take some hits first. You got to be able to take a couple to the chin, right, and not get knocked out. Learn how to not just punch, but you got to learn how to get punched, right? So that way you start going into the battle, right? And you're ready to rock and roll, right? Because you know that you can take a few good hits. But taking hits is not fun and it's not pleasant and it doesn't feel good, right? And so especially in our society today, we're in this like feel good world where everything has to be sunshine and roses and everything has to feel good, and it's not what you said, Vaughn, it's how you said it, right? And it's just like, dude, you can understand why people would like lose one time and then be out the door because they can't handle it. But if you can handle it and if you can get better from it, then you can come to war with me. You can be on my team. You can fight by my side because I don't want to go to war doesn't have any scars. I don't want to go into battle with somebody who's never been knocked down. I don't want to go into battle with somebody who's never taken a hit. I don't want to go into battle with somebody who hasn't lost something, got back up, got back in the fight, and gotten stronger for it. I don't want to go in the battle with somebody who has not been tested. I would rather go have you by my side who has been tested, who has lost, who knows what it's like to lose, knows what it's like to get back up when they get knocked down, knows what it's like to get back into the fight and not give up and push forward and push through it, than 100 people who have not been tested. Syed, what's going on, Syed? Good to see you here in the chat. Quick question. I was looking through the deck for CloudFi. The founder is associated with some questionable companies. Do you recommend still going in? Yeah, but like I said, I recommend making sure that you look. Don't put your life savings in there, man. Don't put your house payment in there, right? What can you afford to do? Can you afford to do 100? I mean, what would happen if you lost 100? I don't know where you're at. Maybe you can't. Can you afford to do 10? Right? What can you afford to do that's not going to kill you? Right? And it's not going to be like something where you're going to like be biting your nails and worried. Right? What's that number for you? It's going to be different for different people. You're talking about Jan Gregory, okay? And Jan Gregory is a marketer, right? It's just like, if somebody said, "Hey, Vaughn with Unlimited Freedom is involved in that company over there, and he's been to prison before, right? So since Vaughn's been to prison before, you shouldn't be involved with anything that he touches, right? Don't be that big bad Vaughn, right? The bad guy, the criminal. Don't be involved with anything." But yeah, Jan Gregory has been part of companies that collapsed. He's been part of companies that didn't work out, right? Does that mean that because of that, you don't want to join CloudFi? You wouldn't be alone in that sentiment. A lot of people feel that way. I, however, have looked into CloudFi. I like the 6.25% a week, and I think that they're learning, right? I mean, you're not going to have like you had the max spread thing, and what happened there happened. Then you had the coin market bull that was doing good for a while, but eventually it fizzled out, and now you've got CloudFi, right? Maybe they're going to do better with CloudFi. Hopefully they're learning and they're getting better and they're growing, right? So I'm not going to judge CloudFi based on their association with Jan Gregory. Okay, Jan Gregory, he knows a lot of people, right? He's got a huge following. And because of that, companies want him to promote their company, but they're not thinking of him in terms of a liability. They're thinking of him in terms of an asset. They're saying, "Hey, if this guy shares CloudFi, a lot of people are going to sign up." Yeah, that's true. But there's also going to be people who don't like Jan who don't sign up because you brought Jan in. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of a double edged sword when it comes to that. Here's what 6.25% a week. That means if I throw in 10 G's, I can make $625 a week after week after week after week after week. There's no into it unless the thing just ends. So my question is, okay, how can I profit from this? How can I put in an amount that I know I can make back, right? And how can I get it to where I can make my seed money back, pull my seed money out, and then play with some profits and make that 6.25% and have a positive interaction with the company, right? But to say that, hey, this company might go away, therefore I'm not going to get involved. If that's your mentality, then you won't want to get involved with any of these companies, right? Because that's a possibility for any of the companies, right? Vortec United, my number one crypto trading program, my best platform, my favorite platform, my number one. I love them. Hey, they could go away. I could try to log in and they could be gone. That's the reality of the space that we're in. That's why it's so important to have a game plan, right? To have a game plan from the start when you jump in. Favorite music man, it's show business. Welcome, favorite music man. Glad to see you here. Welcome to the live. Glad to see you here in the chat. Favorite music man is a good friend of mine. Blue Sky, some people say they want freedom, but their mindset and actions say otherwise. I'm here for the unlimited freedom strategies. Shout out to you. Yeah, man. I mean, look, it goes back to that the thing I was saying about the limiting beliefs. Some people put limiting beliefs on themselves, right? And until they change that belief, until they change that belief system, they're always going to be kind of their own worst enemy. Because what you believe does tend to happen. We do tend to get what we believe we're going to get. Okay, favorite said you had to copy and paste it. I'm not sure what you mean there. Just silly stuff said, can you please make a live trading channel? Just showing your trading would be super helpful for those of us who bought the course. Just for free, it would super help sell the course. Yeah, the thing about that is, guys, that I did that, right? I did the Patreon, and nobody signed up for it, right? So I'm of the philosophy to fan the flames of the things that work, right? And stay away from the things that don't work, right? So if something is working, put more energy into it. And if something is not working, just go ahead and stay away from it. No Dap said day 30 for me and QP. Awesome. Great job. Yeah, and then at the end of that day 30, you're going to decide, okay, do I want to restake or do I want to pull out the profits? Melissa said that's the law of correspondence. I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you for sharing that, Melissa. All right. Just silly stuff said the feds when we were having the technical difficulties. Yeah. Hopefully they got better things to do. Okay, Ronnie said you can hear me. That's good. Darren, I would like to watch a live Forex session. If you figure that out, I'm sure. Let us know. Yeah, I definitely will. Okay, just silly stuff. Wanted to know how many of you guys bought the course. All right. Maybe we'll do a Telegram group, guys. I'll think about it. Okay, you guys are, if enough of you guys message me saying you want to do it, and it's not just a couple of you, then maybe we'll do a Telegram group, and I'll share some live trading there. No DAP. I have 4 people under me in 6 weeks and no payment yet. Okay, must be talking about Live Good there. Yeah, just give it some time. Okay, those people have to be under you, and they have to be buying product, right? And then they also have to be. Another way that you can get paid is if they sign up as what do you call it? Ronnie, does Sportsbook Partners require VPN? Yes, it does. But I am going to have another sports betting opportunity coming up this week that does not require VPN. So stay tuned for that. Going to be some breaking news here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. We have another sports platform that I'm going to be bringing to you guys, okay? Okay, receptionist says the chat stopped again. Okay, hopefully you guys can still hear me and still see me. Mishpat Enterprises, late but glad I caught my man Vaughn. What's up, fam? What's up, Mishpat Enterprises? Good to see you. I was just talking about you. Glad to have you here. Gamer Gold, Reverend Ike was a pastor who preached prosperity by belief of self, similar to what you talk about. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about that. I do believe that, and I do agree with it. I don't get too. I don't want to get too far into the manifesting stuff, right? Because it gets kind of goofy if you get too far into it. So I am not a prosperity gospel person. I do believe in self-programming, and I believe that there's a way to do it within the will of God, and then there's a way to do it that goes outside of the will of God and actually becomes when people start putting their self in the place of God, that's when it gets detrimental, right? And so I'll just kind of leave it at that. You can't, for the prosperity gospel people, listen, for the prosperity gospel people, guys, all of the original apostles killed, and they died kind of horrendous deaths. So where does your prosperity gospel fall in line with that? I would like to know. Right, that's my question for you. All right, Bruce, late but glad to be here. Bruce, good to have you here, man. Shout out to you guys. Just buy Vaughn's course, learn to trade by yourself and being a troll this week, 5 days in a row. Total is 20.1%, and it is awesome. Just following the strategy, dude. You're blowing me away, man. And I really appreciate you sharing that with the rest of the tribe, right? That you're having success and you're doing it because you're following the strategy, right? A lot of people, if they don't have success with it, they're probably going off the strategy or they're trying to reinvent the wheel, right? Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Go along with the strategy. The strategy works. And I'm really, really glad to hear that, Bruce. And thank you for, continuing to keep me updated on what's going on. All right. I appreciate you guys. This has been the live Q&A session. I appreciate you guys reaching out, getting in the chat, jumping on the comments. I appreciate the back and forth, and we'll see you guys on the next one here at the Unlimited Freedom Network. Take care, guys.